There was a time in his life when everything looked fine, but nothing felt right. From the outside, he had done everything correctly. The path that was expected, the choices that were safe, the life that looked acceptable. And yet, there was a strange feeling inside him. Not pain, not sadness, just a quiet discomfort, like wearing something that doesn't quite fit. It doesn't hurt you, but it never feels natural. He ignored it at first, like most people do. He stayed busy, filled his time, kept moving, because movement feels like progress, even when it's not. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and that quiet discomfort never left. It didn't grow louder, it didn't demand attention, it simply stayed, constant, patient, waiting. One evening, he found himself sitting alone. No phone, no noise, no distractions. Just him and that feeling. The kind of silence most people avoid, because in silence, truth becomes audible. At first, his mind resisted. Thoughts came rushing, random, unrelated, unnecessary. Anything to avoid going deeper. But this time, he didn't run. He stayed. He watched. And slowly, something shifted. The thoughts began to slow down, like waves settling after a storm. And beneath those thoughts, something deeper appeared. A question. Simple, but uncomfortable. Is this really what I want? He didn't answer. Not immediately. Because he knew this was not a question to be answered quickly. This was a question to be felt. He leaned back, closed his eyes, and allowed the question to exist, without forcing an answer. And then, memories began to surface. Not big ones, small ones. Moments he had ignored. Times when something inside him had whispered, "This is not it." But he had silenced that voice. With logic, with fear, with responsibility. Because choosing differently is not easy. It means risk, uncertainty, judgment. And most of all, it means leaving behind what feels familiar, even if familiar doesn't feel right. He opened his eyes, looked around. Everything looked the same. Nothing had changed. And yet, something had. Because for the first time, he was not distracted. He was present. And presence reveals things. Uncomfortable things. Honest things. Real things. He realized something. He was not stuck. He was avoiding. Avoiding the truth. Avoiding the decision. Avoiding the discomfort that comes with change. Because staying where you are is easier, predictable, safe. But deep inside, he knew safe was not the same as right. And that difference was costing him. Not externally, internally. He took a deep breath and asked himself something he had never dared to ask before. If I was not afraid, what would I do? The question felt different because it removed something. The weight, the pressure, the imagined consequences. For a moment, there was no fear, just possibility. And in that space, the answer appeared. Not clearly, not completely, but enough. Enough to feel it. Enough to know there was something more. Something different. Something real. He didn't act immediately. Because real change doesn't happen in a moment. It begins there, but it grows with time, with courage, with repeated choices. That night, nothing changed outside. No announcement, no decision, no visible shift. But inside, a door had opened. And once a door opens, it can never be unseen. Because now, he knew. And knowing changes everything. Even if you don't act on it immediately. Because awareness is the beginning of everything that follows. And maybe that's where it starts. Not with action, not with clarity, but with a simple, honest question. Is this really what I want? And once that question becomes real, your life can never go back to being unconscious. Because now you are aware. And awareness is where change begins.